Hello and welcome to another video. And today I will be doing a 2020 election prediction: Donald Trump versus Elizabeth Warren. So I will fill in these safe states. Elizabeth Warren, I think she will run. I think she'll be. Warren is more progressive, but still kind of liberal. So, Washington and Oregon could get competitive. Like, you don't really know what part of the political spectrum she's on. I really don't know what she's on. I think she's kind of more leaning progressive, but she's still kind of liberal. So, we're just gonna use it like that. So, just filling in states that will be under 15%. Where she's from, the Northeast, all that, she'll win. And we have 164 for Warren, 125 for Trump. That usually happens. Okay, so I'm gonna fill in some likely states like New Mexico. And of course, 270 to win has an error. So I have to reset the map. Okay, good. So New Mexico is likely. And 270 to win again is being annoying. So Colorado. Warren is gonna be good with Colorado voters. With Trump is also kind of good with them. I know that he's kind of against marijuana, but he's for medical marijuana, and he has freed first time with drug offenders and with the First Act is gonna do that a lot for people. So I can see this getting competitive, especially with criminals that have gotten out after drug offenses, or not even drug offenses. So I could see Colorado. Well, 270 to win is just being weird. I'll go to the presidential election and the electoral map, and good. Colorado will be leaning for Warren, even though Trump would be good with the voters. Warren is gonna take the Latino votes and some of the Midwestern votes, so Warren wins that. And Maine's first congressional district is safe, and Maine's second congressional district is probably going to go to Elizabeth Warren. Trump will be likely, as that's what happened in 2017. That explains it. Okay. And okay, so in Washington, this is pretty likely. I don't want to talk about that. And Trump will carry Texas in a likely margin. Warren is not the best with getting minority turnout. She's from the Midwest. There is not a lot of minorities. And of course, Nebraska, I think this will be likely, as it was likely in the midterms. And it was like for Republicans. Republicans are doing good here in doing good here in the midterms in this district in general. So I could see Nebraska going to Trump. What would I call? I would give Illinois to Trump. Still likely, as Warren is not good at this. She will gain 3% of the vote, but she is very Hillary Clinton type candidate. She cannot really like out voters that much. She isn't good with that. She can't even appeal that much to the working class, which is why I could see Ohio going to Trump, and with Trump kind of starting to compromise with stuff like his First Step Act. I don't know. But I think that Ohio could be, maybe just 5-point margin, something like that. Because Warren could get back some Democratic voters that are despising Trump at this point. Trump could get independent voters that maybe weren't sure about voting for him, but saying that he was a pretty okay president will vote for him instead of non-inspiring Warren. So Arizona against Warren, Trump will take this. Against Julian Castro, maybe this would flip, but we're not. But where Trump isn't going against Julian Castro or Kamala Harris, and minority turnout. Minority turnout. People talk about the minority turnout, but remember this: in the Arizona governor race, I just need to point this out, is at the top of the ballot. The governor race is at the top of the ballot, so you're most likely to vote for it. It means that people voted for Doug Ducey and Kyrsten Sinema. So guess what? Doug Ducey won, and Kyrsten Sinema won Republican voters as well. A lot of Republican voters. Doug Ducey won by 13%. Actually, won by Kyrsten Sinema won by 3%. You could obviously see this being a big flip away because the governor race is at the top of the ballot. And this just shows that there are more Republicans and more pro-Trump Republicans in Arizona. I could see going to him like that. And Virginia, of course, Virginia is gonna be, I guess, going for Trump against Warren. I don't know. Warren could possibly lose this, but Trump's approval rating here is -4, which is way better than states like Nevada, I guess, or Wisconsin, or Michigan, or Minnesota, or New Hampshire. So that's a pretty good approval rating, and I know that Republicans did horrible here in all of the races, even in 2017, but Trump have endorsed all of them, and the Trump endorsement could really help. And especially against Warren, who isn't that good of a candidate, they could unify the party, even though she is in a position where she doesn't get crowds out as much as Trump would. And Southern voters, of course, they would go for Trump, putting him over the top. North Carolina. At this point, I could see Georgia being likely. Maybe even North Carolina. North Carolina is gonna go. History tells us that. And Trump's approval rating here is positive, and nobody bothers to do an approval rating for her, North Carolina. And Trump wins North Carolina against way more popular candidates. So it makes no sense that now all of a sudden Elizabeth Warren would win here, even when she has even less of an appeal than other candidates. The same thing for Georgia. Republicans are pretty good here in the midterms, except for Karen Handel's race where she lost. In Florida, this one will probably go to Trump as he is amazing with the veteran vote. What about Warren, senior citizen vote? What about Warren? Well, Warren could be better with the hurricanes, but Trump was also pretty good with the hurricanes, so even though more Latino voters are coming in, Warren's not the one to bring them out to vote, to have jobs, and they wouldn't want to risk, wasting all that time just to vote for somebody they don't know that well. Nevada, I think, could go to Trump. Trump was supposed to win here, and Danielle Ramirez was also supposed to win here. But that's not evidence of Trump winning here. But I'm just saying that Trump didn't lose it by that much. He lost it by 3.7%. So 3.7% minority turnout could just a little bit of minority turnout, leaving 3.7, and then Trump could win with independent voters. Trump is gonna win here against Warren. Same thing with New Hampshire. This one's really narrowly for her, Hillary Clinton against Trump, and a really narrow margin means Warren will have no way to hold on to this, even though she's from the Northeast. Trump is also from the Northeast, so that just takes away her appeal there. And now the final states. I want to just explain the whole Rust Belt as it goes. 339 to 199. I do not see Elizabeth Warren as a good candidate at all. If Democrats were going to run a candidate kind of like her, go for O'Rourke, go for Gabbard, go for Castro, Sheila Brand at this point, a Brown. Those are better candidates than Warren. Warren might have a good chance in the primaries, but she does not have a good chance against Trump. She is not good with appealing to minorities in the Rust Belt. She is not good to appealing to working class families in the Rust Belt. She cannot get them out to vote for her or come to her rallies. She's not exciting. Trump is exciting. An exciting candidate will get votes. An exciting candidate would be Ojeda. If Ojeda ran, he would win the Rust Belt by an amazing margin. But of course not, because he would not win in the primary. So Warren, it's 199 to Trump's 339. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.